Former U.S. President Donald Trump has been indicted again. This is the fourth indictment which Trump is facing. Less than an hour after a grand jury in Atlanta returned indictments, Democrat leader Hillary Clinton has called the development, quote unquote, a terrible moment for our country. The indictment charges the former president in a sprawling case. The 45th president was indicted after a 2-year probe into his efforts to overturn his 2020 defeat to Joe Biden in the U.S. state of Georgia. But before the charges were made public, Hillary Clinton, who was Secretary of State and presidential nominee, gave a late-night interview to MSNBC, and she said that she did not feel any satisfaction about Donald Trump's extreme legal predicaments. Instead, the former senator said that she felt great, profound sadness that the former president had already been indicted on so many charges. 75-year-old Clinton, who lost the 2016 election to Donald Trump, gave the statement during a program to apparently discuss a new essay in The Atlantic about the problem of loneliness in U.S. society. But news broke of Trump's latest indictment during the event. Clinton further added that Trump set out to defraud the country and the citizens of the United States, and the only satisfaction out of Trump's legal jeopardy may be that this system is working. She said all the efforts made by Donald Trump and his allies and his enablers to try to silence the truth, to undermine democracy, have been brought into light, and justice is being pursued. The 77-year-old former U.S. president now faces 91 charges and 4 investigations. The 4 include this one in Georgia, in New York over hush money payments to an adult film actor, at the federal level over election subversion, and his retention of classified records. Regardless of all the legal cases against him, Trump dominates Republican polling regarding the presidential nomination for next year, leading his nearest rival, Ron DeSantis, by more than 30 points. The Florida governor is at an 8% point, while Mike Pence, Trump's vice president, is at 2%. All right, for more on this, we are being joined by senior journalist Ray Locker from Washington, D.C. Ray, great to see you again, and thanks for joining us. So obviously, this interview by Hillary Clinton made headlines, and I guess the issue that many people are having was regarding what they say was her lack of awareness, considering the fact that she's made numerous excuses since she lost in 2016, taking to Twitter her supporters #resist, and then issues related to the documents as well. She allegedly had secret documents. So many see a parallel between the two and are wondering how Clinton managed to talk so much about Trump without self-awareness for herself. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, who's wondering that? I mean, her case involving her emails has nothing to do with Trump and secret documents. He took documents that he wasn't supposed to have, the law says he's not supposed to have, took them to his home, hid them in a bathroom, moved them when people were asking about it, incriminated some of his aides and all that. It has nothing to do with Clinton's use of a private email server when she was Secretary of State. So I don't find those comparisons valid at all.
Okay, and what about where Donald Trump stands right now? You know, regardless of these indictments, he's still polling, taking polls with a grain of salt, pretty highly among Republicans. Do you think, just looking forward, and not that you have a crystal ball, but will he become the nominee, and what would that mean for the country?
Well, I don't think he's going to be the nominee. I don't know who will be, but I think you're seeing more and more signs of strength from the other candidates. They're willing to say, hey, look, this guy didn't win the 2020 election. The election wasn't stolen from him. Mike Pence finally saying, we need somebody who stands up for the Constitution, a direct jab at Trump. And Trump is lashing out in all directions. Remember, next week's first presidential debate among Republican candidates, Trump's not going to be there. So it's a chance for other people to shine, and they're all going to take their shots at him, because I think now they finally feel emboldened that all people notice all these indictments. Oh, they say it's unfair, but they're not really doing anything about it because they don't want him around. They don't want him to be the nominee because they think he's a loser. Because he is a loser. He lost the popular vote in 2016. He lost it in 2020. They lost the House in 2018. There are no signs that this is an immensely popular candidate. He's never once had 50% in the polls. He just is not somebody who brings widespread victories to the Republican Party, despite his strength inside the party.
Yeah, it's all about the general elections. Ray Locker, great to talk to you. Thank you so much for joining us on WION this morning.
Thanks, Susan.